Hello, everybody. Gage says it's empty. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hello, everybody. Thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Hopefully, this is going to be a big treat. This is from Boulevard Brewing. They're out of Kansas City, Missouri. This is their 2015 edition of the Imperial Stout X Aztec Chocolate. And this is the Smokestack series, which is their bigger beers or they're more tasty beers as far as I'm concerned. And this is a great big bottle. It's a 750 milliliters. Got the cork and the cage on top of it here. I am able to get these beers locally now, so that's a good thing for me. Before I get started in the beer, I've had a lot of people say, "Oh, we're missing the glass rack behind you, and you need some kind of beer posters and all that." Guys, I'm trying to sell the freaking house. I'm not going to post a bunch of beer posters. I don't even have any. I threw them all away. I got rid of all that stuff, guys. I got the clock back there on the wall. That's all you're gonna get. Sorry, if you don't like it, tough shit. That's the way it's gonna be. I'm not gonna post or put a bunch of stuff on the wall when I'm trying to sell the house. So deal with it. Now once I sell the house and get moved and all that kind of stuff, and I'll put the glass rack back up wherever I end up, hopefully Florida, and we'll carry on from there. But this is all you're gonna get. Sorry, it's the way it is. This is a big beer. This is an 11 percenter. I don't have the IBUs on this beer. It's really not that critical. It's got 2015 edition on here, and I've had this beer for a couple of months, so I don't know exactly when it was produced in 2015, but it is a 2015 edition. Let me see if it has any additional information. Yep, right here. Batch number and best by date is 04/2017. Being at 11%, but they brewed this with some chili peppers, and I don't know if those are going to fade over time or not. I wouldn't think they would fade too much, but they may. They may. So they're wanting you to have this by April of 2017. So that's pretty long shelf life here. We're just into the end of October, 1st of November. We have 2015, so it's you got plenty of time to cellar this beer if you so choose. And like I said, at 11%, this beer is going to keep for 20 years. But I don't know how much of the chilies flavors are going to fade over time. So they may get more subdued. So not sure. Only bought one bottle, and we're going to do it now. It's kind of cool outside, about 50 degrees. A good evening to crack this open or pop this open, however you want to call it, and see what this one brings to the table. Commercial description on this, it says, as a special treat for lovers of big, complex stouts, Boulevard Brewing offers the 2015 Imperial Stout X Series. The X Factor stands for key ingredients added to each of several different releases planned throughout the year. Inspired by the Aztec beverage, Xcoatl, Xocoatl. This edition includes ancho and pasilla negro chilies, cinnamon, and cocoa nibs, lending it a richly complex, spicy character. Sounds tasty to me. Here I've just got a real long commercial description, which I am not going to read. The food pairings for this beer, guys, says the cheeses are buttery brie Gouda Havarti Swiss And since it is a stout, it goes well with your chocolate dishes, of course. And the meat is beef, smoked meat, game, and grilled meat. Glassware and a pint Becker Nonic tumbler, snifter, oversized wine glass. I've got my favorite glass, solid beer glass. And can be sold for long periods of time. Like I said, they're recommending it by April of 2017, but you could keep it longer if you wanted to. Not sure if the chilies are going to fade over time. That's the only question there. So I don't think there's anything else we need to talk to, and I'm kind of thirsty, so let's pop the cage and get the cork out of this thing and see what we got. Yeah, let's see if I got enough grip to do this. Oh yeah. Ooh, this is coming out quick. I hope it don't explode. Wow. What a pop. Wow. Let's pour it a little more aggressive. I like to see it a little bit of head here. I think that generated quite a bit there. About 2 fingers of head on that. Good looking beer in the glass. It is pitch black, guys. Not getting any light whatsoever, either in the top part and the big part here, or down in the bottom part. Pretty dark beer. Pretty dark. Let's get a nose on this one. Ooh. And those bubbles are really just going to town. I don't think it's the big bubbles on the side. I don't think it's going to hang around long. I'm getting the hint of the chili peppers in there. Rich roasted malt, some chocolate, hints of some dark fruit, plums, dates, raisins, figs. Maybe some caramel and some toffee. But it's right out of the fridge, 40 degrees. I got a feeling once it warms up to room temperature, which I will let it do, like I always do, we'll see if it brings anything else, like some coffee flavors or whatever. So, as you can see, that head has dissipated pretty quick, less than a finger of head now. Cheers, everybody. Very tasty. The Smokestack series that these guys do at Boulevard are really, really tasty. Almost to the exceptional category, and they know that. That's why they produce this series. It's some of their better, bigger beers. Wow. Hints of vanilla, chocolate, slight bit of heat, not overpowering. It's not burning or anything like that from the chili peppers. Very well made. As you can see, the head is basically dissipated, just barely covering the top of the beer. Very easy drinking for 11%. The alcohol is very well hidden, very well made beer. Just a slight hint of the chili peppers in there. Just enough heat to let you know that they're there. Wow. Very nice. I knew I was going to be impressed with it. As soon as I seen it in the beer store, Smokestack series, oh wow, Imperial Stout, chili peppers in there, oh yeah, I'm going to love that because I'm a big pepper fan. Jalapeno and hot bananas. I grow all that stuff in the garden out here. So, big fan of the peppers. And when it's blended with a beer like this and done well, very nice. Prime candidate to fire up some kind of Maduro cigar to go with this. That's probably what I'll do. I'll probably go out on the deck and put my jacket on so it don't freeze my ass off. And sip on this beer and let it come up to room temperature and see where this one ends up. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be a very tasty beer by the time we get to the end of it. So, and it's enough to share, which I intend to do. So stick around. I'll be right back and we'll do the final chug and grade on this one. Pretty impressive so far. I knew it would be. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Got this a little left here. Been sipping on this for about 30 minutes or so, 40 minutes. Had me a nice Maduro wrapped cigar to go with this. Went very well together. Those rich Maduro wrapped cigars go well, very well, with these big ABV Imperial Stouts. Nice chocolatey, roasted, and I love the chili peppers that they've used on this. It's just enough to know that it's there, but it's not overpowering the beer. It's very, very nice. No burning or any of that kind of crazy stuff. Very nice. Very, very nice. So, let's do the final chug on this one, guys. What do you think? Rich roasted malt on the nose after it's warmed up to room temperature. I am getting the chili peppers on the aroma, but it's not overpowering. They've used just enough to not to overpower the beer. Very well made beer. Cheers. Hints of vanilla, rich roasted malt, hints of dark fruit, just enough chili peppers in there to give it just a slight bit of heat. It's awesome, guys. It's pretty damn tasty. And I knew it would be. As soon as I seen this on the shelf, I'm going, that's going to be a good beer. That is really going to be a good beer. And over the next month or two or three, maybe even 4, you're going to see me doing some of the beers that I have downstairs, cellaring, that I've had for quite a while. Some of them have been in the fridge downstairs for 3, 4, even 5 years. Just to empty out those fridges and keep me from having to pack those beers up and try to keep them cold after the house goes on the market. And we do sell the house, hopefully, fingers crossed. And just to get some of those beers out. And I've been cellaring quite a few of those. There's 2 refrigerators downstairs that has those beers in them, and both of them are chock full of beers. And I'm going to be doing some of those here just to get them out and empty some of those beers out of the fridges, so I don't have to try to transport them. Once I get to where I'm going, hopefully Florida, we'll start restocking some beers to cellar and all that kind of stuff. So you'll be seeing some beers that I've had for a while downstairs. So with that being said, let's get on with this one. Very, very nice beer. Awesome beer. Definitely an A beer as far as I'm concerned. The only way that I would think this beer could be better if it was barrel aged in some kind of bourbon barrel, whiskey barrels, or some kind of barrel, just to give it that extra note. But as far as what it is, guys, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. If I was putting a numeric rating on this beer, guys, it would probably be a 97 or a 98. It is pretty tasty. I would buy this beer again. It is definitely a nice one to pick up and have fresh, or a nice one if you want to sell it for a year or 2 or 3 or even longer. I just don't know how well the chili peppers are going to age. That's my only drawback to selling this beer for 5, 10, 15, even 20 years, of what's going to fade in this beer over time. So that's where I'm going to leave this one. We'll go over to Beer Advocate. Beer Advocate says 88 in a very good range. I think that number is considerably low. It's a very pleasant beer, very easy drinking beer for an 11%er. I don't know why these guys, a lot of these guys are beer reviewers that go to Rate Beer and Beer Advocate and post reviews, unless it just really blows their hair back or their socks off, they don't give a good rating. So I try to be as honest as I can with you guys and give you my straight up what I think of the beer. And I think this beer is definitely worth purchasing. And it's a 750 milliliter. It's a big bottle, caged and corked. It's not a cheap beer. You're not going to buy this beer for $3.50. I don't remember what I paid for this beer, but I'm pretty sure it was probably a $13 to $15 bottle of beer. Maybe even a little bit more than that. I'm not really sure what I paid for because I've had it for probably 6 months. I've had it for a while. So when you get into the 11% beers, it costs a lot of money to brew a beer of this stout, especially when they're putting peppers and everything else into the beer. It's an expensive process, guys. So you got to realize when you go in, you see a bottle like this on the shelf, and it's got $15.99 or $18.99 on it, and you're going, ooh, for one beer, I can buy an 18-pack of Budweiser for that. No, don't do that. No, just say no. This is going to be a much tastier beer. But the guys that are looking for an 18-pack of Budweiser or Coors Light, they're not into drinking a dark beer, because as soon as you pour a beer like this in a glass, they're going to go, ooh, it looks like mother roll, I can't drink that. It's all where your palate is. And if you're a craft beer drinker and you're into the stouts, especially the Imperial Stouts, you realize what it takes. And if you're a home brewer, you really realize what it takes to brew a beer like this. So it's not something you're going to go grab and drink every weekend or something like that, because it's not a beer that's going to be that you would want to go buy and have it. Oh, I'm going to go buy this, and I'm going to have it this weekend. I'm going to go buy 2 or 3 or 4 of them and have them 2 or 3 days, or drink 2 or 3 of them in one night. No, don't do it. This is a special occasion beer, a very nice, very well-made beer. So, with that being said, enjoy it. It's a sipper, not a chugger. You don't buy a beer like this to drink it all at one time without even pouring it into a glass. Don't do that. It makes you look like a bar band. Don't make me slapping taste buds out of your mouth. You sip on a beer like this, you enjoy it. I mean, if you're paying $15, $18 for a beer like this, you don't drink it like that. You just don't. You just don't, guys. Alright, like I said, 88 from the guys over at Beer Advocate, and over to Rate Beer, the guys say overall 96 and 56 in the style. Not up with that, but 88, 96, about a 97 or a 98 from me. It is very tasty. The guys at Boulevard really know how to brew a good beer, and the Smokestack series exemplifies that aspect of what they're doing there. So, great works coming in from Boulevard, especially the Smokestack series. I do enjoy them, and that's when I seen this and I said, oh, gotta have it. And I would buy this beer again. I would definitely buy this beer again. It's definitely a tasty beer. The only way it could be better is to put it in a bourbon barrel aged beer, bourbon barrel to age it for a little while, or a whiskey barrel, or rum barrel, or whatever barrel, just to give it that little bit of more, just to kick it up a notch, and a little bit of bourbon flavors, or whatever barrel they want to put it in. That would be the only way that I could see this beer being better. So, to wrap it up and not to keep rambling on and on and on and on and on, it's a great beer. It is a great beer. If you told me, oh, that's a 10 beer, you're crazy, would not argue with that. Would not argue with that one bit. It is a good beer. It is a good beer. If you have some friends over that enjoys this style of beer, that aren't macro lager drinkers, that's not going to run away and hide in the shed, if you bring out a dark beer like this, it'd be a great beer to serve to some good friends. It really would. So I enjoyed this one. Great beer from them. Bourbon barrel would be the only way this beer could be better as far as I'm concerned. This is their Imperial Stout X brewed with Aztec chocolate stout's what they're calling it. So it's got some chili peppers in there. 2015 edition, written right on the label right here, and on the back here they give you a Best By date. So all the information you need right there, guys. I would like to see the month on there, but it is what it is. It's got the 2015 on there, so you know this beer is going to keep for a while. So when you go in there and you see that on there, I'm going to pick that up. I'll pick 2 of them up. Drink one now, drink one in a year or so, and let me know if you find any differences, or if it gets more complex over time, or if the chilies fade over time. Not sure how that's gonna sell or so. Great beer from them. So if you've had this one from them, this is their Imperial Stout, brewed with the Aztec chili peppers. They call it the Aztec chocolate stout, but it's got the chili peppers in there, like I read through on the commercial description earlier. Very nice beer. Very, very nice. Very nice. If you've had it, let me know what you think, guys. We're out of here. We're back tomorrow. Let's see what's in the fridge. See you then.